Today, we're going to turn this deep, dark, blue water into custom lush islands to cover up one of the most important farms in Minecraft, an iron farm. Iron is a cornerstone material in Minecraft and used to craft some of the most useful items in the game, including my favorite, the compass. Given how useful iron is, we want this farm to be running as much as possible. Usually people build this farm in spawn chunks so that it's running all the time. Now our spawn is pretty far away from our base, so the next best thing to do is build this farm where we're going to be spending a lot of time, aka our storage room. Now space is a premium around our new Japanese themed area, so now is as good a time as any to start expanding in a big way. So let's start building this iron farm. Nick from the future here. This wasn't our first attempt at building a new farm in this area. We originally spent hours building an OP stacking raid farm, but Sid and I underestimated the sheer height of the farm, and the builds we tried to use to cover it up would just not fit the aesthetic or scale of this area, and it would really mess up the sightlines. Before we took it down, we made sure to AFK and stockpile some much needed resources, but ultimately we had to endure the pain of removing it and building this iron farm in its place. Be sure to keep an eye out for future episodes where we give this stacking raid farm a proper home. Okay, back to the iron farm. Okay, it's time to just lure in this last zombie into the 4th villager chamber. Oh shit. That was close. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed me nearly dying. If it wasn't for the quick thinking, that probably would have been the end of me. So this iron farm is a pretty simple design, but copied 4 times. Oddly enough, this farm produces more than 4 times the iron as the golems are transported before being killed, which resets the villager spawn timer sooner, actually producing 4.26 times the iron compared to a single module. But enough nerd talk. As I mentioned earlier, we want to start expanding this area in a big way. So we're going to cover up this farm with a custom set of islands that we call the Iron Islands. This is my first time building custom islands, so let us know how we do in the comments down below. Okay, that's the main structure of the islands done. So we pretty much did hollowed out islands, and then we really wanted to make these look like they've been there for a while. So the bottoms of the islands near the water is all washed out. We added a lot of deep slate, cobbled deep slate, and built a gradient up to the smooth stone that you see towards the top moving into the grass, just to give the islands a really natural look. And then at the bottom, really emphasize the shadow from the washed out parts using the darker blocks. Now the next thing to do is terraform these islands to make the vegetation look like it's been there for a long time. So let's get to it. When it comes to the vegetation, we really wanted to bring this to life with custom trees. I got the inspiration from bonsai type looking trees where they're a little more widespread, low, and kind of sweeping branches that you'll see throughout this island. And then we just created a couple variants of those different trees, different sizes and different orientations, and placed them throughout to really bring this island to life. Now the final thing is building access to this island. Okay, that is the pathway leading to the top of the islands and into the inside of the islands all done. I really wanted to bring the iron in Iron Islands to life by adding a vein of ore above the door of iron blocks that leads to the entrance to the iron farm. We also spent a lot of time adding extra detail to the islands with vines, glowberries, and custom vines using leaves throughout. Let us know down in the comments what else we could add to these islands. As we move to the top of the islands, you'll notice we left a spot without trees in the middle, as we have some big plans for another huge farm to add to these islands in the future. This is an exciting step in our journey to build out this Japanese area, as we can create the ideal landscape for all of our future builds. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our previous video where we built a fully automatic multi-item sorting system in a beautiful Japanese pagoda.